Hi, little ponies, and welcome to Insaniquarium Deluxe! This game was a bit tricky to get it to work, but let's play! So, and of course, now my food is ready. Whatever, customize your very own virtual aquarium. So, for those of you who don't know about this game, it has a very specific play pattern. This, however... Actually, we can do this now. If you go into your aquarium, buy a normal colored guppy. You can get the expensive guppy, but only if it's normal colored. And you name it. You can get a fish and you can name it. You can name it Santa. Then after a bit of... it plays music! So this all I'll explain a little bit later, but welcome to the game that I really wanted when I was little, that after a long time of asking, my parents only finally got it for me. No? Okay. And now it's on Steam for like $2. Way back in the day, about 20 years ago, this game was $20, and I'd say it's worth that price. So, feed me, fear me, find me. The objective of each level is to buy 3 egg pieces. That's it. At the start, you can see we can't buy anything. We can get food, and that's it. That's all we can get. We have these 2 little fish. If you don't feed them for a little while, they'll turn green. If you still don't feed them, they'll die. However, if you can feed your fish enough, I think 3 times, then they get to medium size. And I think it's 3 more times for it to be large size. We could buy another guppy. You know what? Let's buy another guppy. When they're at least medium size, they drop coins. The silver coins are worth 15. Once they reach large size, they can drop gold coins. They're worth, I believe, 35. So you have to pay 100 for the fish, and pay 15 for the food, and in order to get the silver coins that pay 15 each. Remember, keep feeding your fish, or else it'll die. Keep clicking and feeding the food, but you don't want to feed too much, because if the food reaches the bottom, it'll just despawn, and then that's just wasted food. You also don't want your fish to have to go down for the food too much, because if the coins reach the bottom, they'll stay there for a few seconds before despawning, and then you just lose the money. So, how do you buy eggs? Wait. Shoot! I really thought my timing was going to be right on the button there. So this is Aquarium 1. If any of you have played Insaniquarium the original, you'll be familiar with Aquarium 1. And there, boom. Once you get the fish up to large size, now you can buy the eggs. For the first level, the egg pieces are only $150 each. Not that much. Pretty easy. We could buy them in sections. We could buy them all at once. Whatever. I'm pretty sure this fish has not actually paid for itself yet. Boom, 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 done. And then, once you get the eggs, well, what's the egg of? Level 1-1, we get Stinky... By beating level 1-1, we get Stinky the Snail. And now, we can go on to the next level. Stinky the Snail will just roam around the bottom of the tank, collecting extra coins that get dropped. It's very slow. On this tank, we will fight our first alien opponent. The aliens are troublesome and should be at least somewhat feared. But, I mean, in the early game, they're not necessarily that much of an issue. By the late game, they're pretty deadly. Or at least to begin with, it's not much of an issue. We're fine. This is a very... Defeat it by clicking on it. Notably, I don't think your fish can starve to death. The alien is here. But if the alien gets too close to your fish, it will eat your fish. Shooting the laser is free. But sometimes if you shoot too much, you'll drop a food extra, so it's like, oh no, whatever. But killing an alien gives a gem, which is worth 200 money. And sometimes the fish just gets in that little loop. Yeah, sticking the snail is just, you know, nice to have. It isn't, yeah, he isn't perfect when it comes to gathering. But he does a decent job at it. Sometimes I feel a little bit guilty that I'm, like, grabbing the money before he can. So I just let him get some. Huh? Yep. Drop some food near the top of the tank, and that was the money that got lost. Whatever, it happens. Wait, I thought that... Deja vu. Big fish? Big fish. No. Not yet. I haven't played this game in a long time. The intricacies I've somewhat forgotten about. So now, the food. We can upgrade to quality food to get bigger fish faster. Where you shoot the alien matters. For example, by shooting it in the top left corner, I force it to the bottom of the screen. Boom, I grab that. The extra quality of food just makes them grow faster, and then you can buy extra quantities so you can feed a lot at once. When you get a really busy tank, that's going to be useful. So now instead of, say, 3 food to upgrade, it might take only like 2 to upgrade a guppy to a medium size. We don't need that in this level. And why yes, thank you for asking, there is a size of guppy bigger than large. Well, bigger is not putting it correctly. The guppy can advance, starts out small, doesn't drop any coins, needs 3 food to upgrade to medium size. And then medium size, what is it, 5 food to upgrade to large. And then I don't know how much food it needs, but it needs a bloody lot of food until eventually it can grow into diamond. And it will drop diamonds with 200 money. Again, that takes a lot of feeding, even with top tier food. That takes a lot. Let's just finish off this tank right here. Nico the oyster. Every once in a while, he'll open up. He'll have an oyster. He'll have a pearl. That's like 200 monies, I think. 200 to 250. Click on it for, you know, nice, decent amount of cash. Tier ranking. Okay, Stinky the Snail I want to put at A tier just because, like, even in the late game, you can sometimes, like, you know, consider putting in Stinky. Nico is, like, he's not necessarily F tier, he's D tier. If you have 3 other pets, you have 3 pets that are better than him. But he is better than having nothing. Notably, Stinky the Snail cannot get the pearl from Nico. So, these first few levels all begin the same to try to introduce you to the game and just show you how it's played, essentially. And yes, it's like a nice, relaxing game. For the most part, it's like, oh yeah, you have to make sure that your fish get fed. And then it's like, oh no, there's aliens. I wonder if anyone's like just modded out the aliens so you don't have to deal with them. Ah! Remember, if the aliens get too close to your fish, they will eat the fish, and your fish will die. If you lose all of your fish, for any reason, game over. So now, this is a new type of fish. We can buy a carnivore. Carnivores don't eat normal food. They also don't drop normal coins. They drop gems and they eat guppies. So it's really a question of how long does it take for a carnivore to pay for itself. And like, you don't want to drop guppies in too quickly, because if they grow, then the carnivore can't eat them anymore. Let's buy a second one. So you think, oh, it pays for itself after 5 gems, that's 5,000 money. How dare you! So, 2 guppies, 2 carnivores, buy a new guppy. With at least 2 guppies in the tank, I feel better about just keeping an extra guppy around. Because, you know, it'll be eaten much more quickly. I believe that the best route to doing this is having 3. What is this? Upgrade your weapon. You can upgrade your weapon so you can deal more damage to the aliens and thus kill them faster. On normal maps, there is no reason to buy the 8 pieces literally as soon as you can afford them. Like, I can afford 1, I don't need to buy it. I could instead put that money into, say, buying 3 more carnivores, for example. I'm not going to, but like, I could. But wait until I have all of it. There are 2 instances that I can think of off the top of my head where it is more efficient and better to get to buy the eggs as soon as you can afford them. And one of them is challenge maps, where the egg pieces will keep growing in price, like, indefinitely. So you want to buy them as fast as possible, or else they'll get more expensive. Oh, Itchy the swordfish! Will attack aliens when they appear. We're still in the early game, aliens don't do much to us. And in the early game, Itchy isn't useful because he does very little damage to aliens. And yeah, might save you 1 or 2 shots of a level 1 gun. Like, maybe. Or if you just spam click anyway, Itchy doesn't affect things, realistically. And by the late game, when there's actually, you know, a lot of aliens, I mean, you have better pets than Itchy. Once again, Itchy is... Do I just say F for forgetful here? Because I forgot that Itchy and Nico existed until I saw them here. Stinky the snail, though. Memorable. Very memorable. So the tank 1 mechanics are basically, you know, teaching you the game, showing the basic things, and the carnivores. We don't necessarily need better food, and we don't need to be able to place more food. Yet. What's really annoying is that sometimes an alien can literally spawn on top of your fish. I think that the game will try to not do that as much as possible. But later in the game when you have like a lot of fish, or later in the game when the game thinks that you're more experienced, it will absolutely spawn an alien on top of fish sometimes. Not saying all the time, but that is a thing that can happen. Now, for this tank, I think I want 4 total carnivores. I think that's the magic number. Keep the guppies. I think, honestly, I don't really need to keep them, but keep the guppies.
Hey, Claire, can you stream?
I could, but that would mess up everything. After this level, I'll do a quick reset and I'll stream.
Okay. Because good news, I figured out the formulas. All I had to do was... all I had to do was, instead of trying to fit it all into one formula, I just split it into, like, 3 separate ones.
Ouch.
Hey, as the saying goes, if it's stupid but it works, then it
It
wasn't
is
stupid.
Okay,
I do have a little bit of bad
shoot
news.
me.
Actually, no, good news.
Hold on, sorry, sir, I can't hear you. Okay, what's up?
Yeah. Okay. Assuming we do not put in any summer sloops or what do you call them, the power shards or whatever, to affect this at all, we are looking at just under 50,000 energy needed.
Alright, cool. So I have the stuff, I believe. Oh no, my guppy died! Okay, that's cool. Right. So once you find after fighting an alien, like, a lot of your fish just drop money. That's because they're programmed to not drop money while you're fighting an alien, because then you have to, you know, work on getting money while you're fighting aliens. And we got Prego the mama fish! So let's go back to the menu really quick. Let's check up on Santa. Are you hungry? Cool. Oh, shoot, virtual tank. Yep. Also, we can add pets. You don't necessarily have to worry about aliens in this tank. We're fine. Oh, can I feed you? Can I feed you? Can I get more? Perfect. The guppies will not stay here, will not grow, will not give money. What's the money used for here? You can unlock stuff. Let's just hold on for just one quick moment and break absolutely everything. Okay, we are back.
Meow.
Right. So, Azura is here and can actually watch now. So the virtual tank, in the virtual tank, you can essentially play a level of Insanium Deluxe, but really, 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 really slowly. So you can go to the store and you can buy fish and stuff. This is what you can buy over the course of a day. And so, like, tomorrow, there'll be new things. So if it's actually exactly midnight now, if I were to leave and come back now, and it is tracked by your computer's time, at least the original version of this was tracked by your computer time, so you can move ahead in days and get stuff. As you can see, Santa gives bags of money, which is worth a lot. It's a little, definitely not a glitch, Easter egg. Where you can, but then also, you can sell fish. If you buy a fish, then you can sell it for its full price on the same day that you get it, in case, you know, you buy a fish, you realize you don't like it, whatever. If the fish has grown, then you can sell it for more. You can sell it, I think, if it's large size, it's 50% extra. See, I could sell the Santa for 37. And then buy a new Santa, fully grow that, get the bags of money. Why would I want to keep selling instead of just keep getting the bags of money? Because each fish that drops money only drops 3 per day. But that's not what we're here for. So, let's go to level 1-5. We have 4 pets available, but we can only take 3 into the level. Let's take Stinky, Nico, and Prego.
I can't believe they got away with naming the pregnant fish Prego.
This was actually, this is based off of the original Insaniquarium, which was over 20 years ago.
I know. I remember playing this as a kid.
Do you
or like a
remember playing
version.
this or the original? Yeah, the original. This has like twice as many levels plus extra stuff and the virtual tank. When I was a kid, I really, really, really wanted my parents to buy me this game, and for like months, it feels like for months, I really wanted this, and I asked them, and it's like, no, 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 because this isn't like a video game that you go to the store and buy. This is like purchase this online sort of a thing, because like Steam wasn't a thing back then, so you had to like just trust that this random person online won't steal your credit card details. And eventually, after so much asking, my dad decided, okay, you know what, fine, you want this game, you're gonna work for it. Brought me into his work, and had me just be the janitor for the day, well, for 2 hours. And it's like, there. Sweep up and stuff. I wasn't handling chemicals, I was just like sweeping. And whatever. Hi! How dare you?
Your fish is hungry.
I still remember that day my dad brought me to work a lot. Especially because it's like, they didn't want to leave me home alone all the time. They wanted to bring me out so I could play Lego.com on my dad's work computer while he's not using it for work. Yes, I did that. I played, was it that Lego World game? The building, whatever? And
Which one?
was like, alright, I have to do work now, and I just like pause it, and he would like go and do his work on a different tab. I was like, okay, you can play a game, so I just tab back over and keep playing it. And he found out months later that some like higher ups tend to track what their employees do on their work computers during work time. And he was just like, yeah, imagine trying to explain to my boss why I'm playing Lego.com. Like, to this day, I'm still not sure if he ever actually had to explain to someone why I hear the fish death sound, but I don't see a dead fish. I don't know if he ever actually had to explain to someone why he was playing Lego.com, or if that was just, you know, facetious. But I feel like that would have been funny. Anyway. Keep them away from the carnivores. That's what's most important.
Oh no! One of your big ones got eaten. Feed your fishies. Your fishies are hungry.
I shouldn't be buying guppies. I have Prego. Prego can keep these things fed decently well.
Yeah.
5 carnivores. Right, so this game had a demo to it, and the demo was such that you could only play it for an hour. In the first hour that I had rented this game, I was able to set up a virtual tank, and I got like the basic like automation fish, and a simple tank. Yeah, like I got Stinky to collect stuff. I got one that we get after this level. And this game has a screensaver. You remember back in the day when screensavers were a thing for computers? This game had one, so if you left your computer just running, it would go into like your save file data and basically run your virtual aquarium. So, which I think it's like a really neat, and that's like the point of having it. Part of the point of having a virtual aquarium is it is a screensaver that you can like adjust, basically. But if your screensaver is running and like your fish drops money and you have like Stinky there to collect it, whatever, you will get that money for your aquarium. Again, you know, 3 drops per fish per day rule, but yeah. So you can collect virtual tank currency. So that's what I did. I went on to play for an hour with the goal of setting up a tank to do this. You can right click to like tap the glass and try to get them to leave.
So how long... So what is ultimately the goal of like any given level? I honestly don't remember what the end point was supposed to be.
Well, in the original Insaniquarium, the end point of the game is just beat the second tank, and then the game's like, hey, thanks for playing. In this, you have 4 tanks, I believe.
I more mean like what, like I see tank 1.5 is what you have going right now.
Oh,
and I'm just
you see in the top right corner that I can buy 1/3 of an egg for $5 grand?
Uh-huh.
You buy all 3 pieces and then you beat the level.
Oh.
Zorf will automatically feed your fish, and it is such a blessing. Oh my gosh, okay. With this, you get multipliers, so just click on the bags, and you get so many shells. Over 1,500 shells in one go. You can buy a bonus pet for 20,000. The shells are the currency of the virtual tank.
Okay. So ultimately your goal is to get all of the pets.
Yeah, all of the pets and complete all of the challenges. Right. So, it was like... So I downloaded the demo, I started up, the timer was ticking. I had 1 hour to basically reach this far. Which has taken me less than half an hour now, but, you know. Me being a kid, never having played this specific game before, I went for it. While I was playing this, my parents decided, hey, you know what we've never done before, ever? Let's all go for a walk as a family. No, we're doing this right this minute. Don't you say, oh, I'm playing a demo and I need to be doing this for an hour. No, I am in charge of you, and we are going to go for a walk as a family. How dare you try to say anything differently? It wasn't even like, oh, we should walk the dog, whatever thing. Like, I'm pretty sure that was like the first and last, that was the only time growing up that my family just decided, spur of the moment, hey, let's just go on a walk together. The only time growing up that my family decided, hey, we should all just go for a walk right this minute. Like, yeah, there were times like, hey, I need to take the dog for a walk. You want to come with? Okay, sure. Whatever, because that's different. But no, it was strictly right then. We all had to go for a walk as a family. And no amount of me telling them, oh, hey, I'm doing a demo and it's only going to last an hour. Can we go for a walk after it so I don't waste the time on the demo by going for this walk? Could explain to them why I didn't want to go for this walk. Right then. But no, I had to go for a walk for some amount of time, get back, and like, the demo was still counting down, even with the game closed, the demo was still counted, I think. But also, the demo, it didn't have like a set timer. It was just like, yeah, no, play for an hour, that's all you get. I get back, and I managed to actually get this far and get all this stuff, and set up my virtual tank, and set it up as a screensaver, before the virtual demo ended. Before the demo ended. But it's like, the one time! Basically any other day, any other time, if they had asked, you know, an hour before, or an hour after, I'd have been all like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, let's go. It's not just that day, it's that 1 hour window as well. When they decide, oh no, let's do this as a family, we're not taking no for an answer. We will drag you kicking and screaming if we have to. We are going for this walk as a family right now. We're your parents. We don't have to listen to you. And it's like, yeah, I know. I didn't want to spend time with the family and do something healthy because I wanted to play a video game. But surely you can understand where I'm coming from in this.
I suppose.
And then for months afterwards, I was all like, oh yes, I want this specific game. No. Clyde drifts slowly through your tank, collecting any coins that passes by. Clyde is forgettable tier, as far as pets go. Storf is decent. There are pets that are better. Zorf is like, I don't know, C tier. Zorf is pretty alright. Prego? Decent. Again, Storf and Pico both just save money, essentially. And they help with, like, automating stuff. Stinky literally saves money by rescuing it from the bottom of the tank. Like, Stinky is good in the early game for just... Well, Stinky is available in the early game. Like, oh yeah, I could have clicked on that. I think not having Stinky wouldn't make the game so much worse. But he's really good later on when you have, like, lots of money. And you just save some that you would have otherwise missed. Also, I totally airplaned my little brother just before starting recording.
Airplaned?
So, I told him, oh hey, I got a new commander deck, it's awesome. I can't wait to play it against you. And he said, oh, what's it about? And I said, 100 cards. But that's not important right now. No! Okay, that works. Yes! The star potion is really annoying. No! Oh no! And of course the stars are worth 700. No, they're not. They're worth... How much was that? 735 to 77. They're worth 40. But the stars are also food. You can buy these star catchers. Okay, I didn't want that one. To turn the 40 cost star catcher. 40 cost star. By the way, once a guppy is turned into like this star producing fish, it can no longer turn into a diamond producing fish. Tank 2 mechanics, I'm not a huge fan of, honestly. The Tank 1 mechanics are really where it's at. I don't know, just the fish feeding bigger fish and all that stuff is what I got so used to. Yeah, we have this. Let's try to save 9 grand. Give me that. Sometimes you'll just like have the alien and you'll be shooting into the corner. And you're like, no, 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 no. And then a fish will just come by and feed itself. To the alien, yes. And yes, these star catchers can absolutely starve to death and, like, die. If they don't eat enough. Fortunately, 3 star producing fish should be plenty. I think it's generally, like, a 1-to-2 ratio. Like, 1 starfish will feed 2 star catchers. But, you know, it's iffy, and you can get really unlucky. If it doesn't go well, it might be skewed.
God.
There's a question of, like, how much does it take to pay for itself? Guppies will pay for themselves pretty fast. Oh, boys. I mean, they produce what? What? Ah! No! No!
Whew.
Star catchers only give you 160 per time that they feed. So, yeah, they don't pay for themselves very fast at all. Well, it takes, what, 5 feedings? After 5 feedings, 5 gems. They'll pay for themselves. Which I don't think that isn't, like, that much. But they're just an annoyance to deal with. And... But you also have to think about, as part of the cost, like a large fish will give you 35 money per gold coin. You have to pay 250 to increase that to 40. So a star potion fish will basically not pay for itself. You have to get the... Yeah, after 50 drops, a starfish pays for itself. How dare you? And no more starfish.
Aww.
Doesn't matter. Bert the Skeleton. Bert drops gold coins just like a large guppy, but doesn't need fish food to survive. Again, forgettable. I had totally forgotten that Bert even existed. Dork, Draco, and Stinky. Essentially with these three, I don't have to really do anything unless an alien comes in. I can just sit here. Heck, I don't even have to sit here. I can get up and walk away, and if I hear an alien come in, I can come back. See what I mean?
Sure.
Oh no, I lost this. Hey look, the game even pauses for me when an alien is about to show up. Oh no, it's this guy! This guy sucks! I'd actually totally forgotten about this alien too. Remember what I said about shooting the aliens? At least while this alien is around, it doesn't cost money to feed, or else you could just soft lock yourself. But yeah, you just have to keep feeding that alien.
Your fish died.
Yeah, I know. It's unfortunate, but that does happen from time to time. What if I should stop using Zorf? Yeah, in Tank 2, Zorf is kind of not the best choice. Just because, like, if you want to feed a star potion to a fish, you have to make sure it's fed to the big fish. And if nobody eats it and it just despawns, that's a fair chunk of money that you just lost out on. Now, I'm not sure. if that alien eating your guppies, like, if it eats enough of your fish, if it will die? No? Well, I just lost out on a bunch of money there, didn't I?
Oh no. Ooh. They've turned shiny.
Yeah, because I fed them a star potion. So now they're like star potion fish, and they drop stars.
Ooh. By the way, I went and looked up a bit of the power thing. Like, just how it actually works. Yeah, a fully upgraded thing. Like, with all the shards. And Summer Sloop. Yeah, it takes up 13 times the machine's base power. 13 and a bit.
Well, that's, you know, a bit. More than
Yeah.
15 times. Gosh, I've seen this game just get so busy. Just a cloud of fish. And you just drop food as fast as you can into the cloud of fish. And all the food, like, none of the food makes it out the bottom.
Alien attack! Roll the cheese!
I mean, that's kind of what this is, right?
Oh
It's
no.
basically the right era. Now, if you really want to save just a little bit of money, when that alien comes on and it's free to feed your fish, once you, like, got a good estimate for, like, that alien is about to die, you can drop a bunch of food, like, up by a fish, under the hopes that they'll eat some of the new alien food. No! Let this poor fella
Yep.
eat. No.
Well,
Yeah. Getting rid of Zork for the next tank. Zork feeding my fish for me is, it's appreciated, generally speaking. Not good for when I have to feed fish very specific foods. Drop the star. It's fine.
oh, the guppy died.
Yeah, Guppy dies. Spoiler alert, the Guppy dies. Yeah, this is a very intensely mouse-focused game, so you really want to have, like, a lot of good mouse movement. the way, I'm not using a mouse pad. This is just like the bare wood of my desk.
I mean, I use the armrest of my couch.
Oh, but at least that's like a fabric.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, looking at my couch, you can pretty easily tell where I've been using my mouse, because
It's what a nice little groove region.
oh no, see, the fabric of the couch is red. This area is gray, bordering on black.
Nope. No, alien. Thank you. Rufus the Fiddler grab. Yeah, fine. Take you and you. I still grab you. Right, I have to feed them myself. So, I don't know. The game ultimately has very simple gameplay mechanics, right? You are feeding fish. And then it's just, you're feeding fish in a fish tank. Oh, but now that they've grown up, they can drop money so you can afford more fish. Oh, well now you can buy carnivores to eat the little fish. Well, now you have a fish that can give fish. Well, now aliens will attack your fish. Well, now you have a crab that can keep them off the bottom of the tank, so when they drop coins, you can actually pick up the coins. Right. Pet tier list. I would say that Rufus is somewhere around C tier. He's acceptable. He's okay. He can be useful. However, in one of the tanks, I think in tank 3, Rufus drops down to just F%. F%. Just F tier. Oh yeah, this guy can shoot the missiles. So apparently a lot of people play this game and never find out that you can shoot the missiles. Yeah, I believe it's tank 3 where Rufus will actively hamper your ability to play. However, notably, we're only in tank 2, so we are still fine. Well, that's very unfortunate. Yeah, I don't know how much help that Rufus does against the aliens, but it feels like Rufus does quite a bit of help. Just comes in and just starts punching them. And I guess if you're playing without Prego, you could just have just as many guppies as you want. Oh yeah, and Stinky will absolutely collect stars until you get a star catcher. So, well, it's like there is a sandbox level in this where you can get access to as many copies of whatever pets you want, and have whatever like fish that you want. Basically, like every bar on the keyboard is like a different thing that it can spawn in. But it's quite a bit of fun to play. And you just click the A button to finish. But there's also a glitched tank, which is really weird and surreal to be in. But the only way to leave that tank is to delete your save data. Not just like quitting out of the game. But you have to delete your entire save data to leave the tank.
I see.
Yeah, I don't know why. But in order to get into the specialty tank, you have to input a special code. Do you want to take a guess as to what the special code is, Azura?
What is the special code?
It's one that if you are a true gamer, you know what the code is.
Is it up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, start?
Yes. You type that in on like the main, like the home page, home screen, whatever, and you get to the sandbox aquarium. Quite a bit of fun, but you can't get any game progress or any shells in there, so it's like, but it's fun. You can try stuff out. You can try running around with like, you try having like 50 stinkies. Only to realize that they all will go. They all tend to just overlap in exactly the same space.
Ah. So rather than, being able to spread out, they just... Eventually it's the same as having just basically one, maybe two.
Yeah, because they will all go towards, like, the closest point that they could potentially reach. Which, at some point, eventually winds up being the same coin for everybody. They'll all want that same one.
Nice.
I should get a second of these. And yeah, the challenge modes, all of the items in the store just keep going up in price. So it's like, oh yeah, that egg that cost $7,500, it actually costs more like $10,000. Because that's how much it'll be by the time you can afford it. So you essentially just have to get a lot of extra money. That's all. You just have to be getting money faster than the prices go up. And then time trial, of course, you have to beat the tank fast. Which I recommend not even trying to do until you have a good selection of pets to do it with. But yeah, this game has a special place in my gaming repertoire. Like, I don't know how many hours I've spent on this game, or reading about this game, or whatever, but I spent a lot of time on this game. I got this one game, And that was it. I have had more fun with this what is now a $2 game. At the time, $20. I've had more fun with a $20 game than I have had with some, like, AAA, you know, $80 games. Huh. It seems like Stinky... Yeah, Stinky seems to still be programmed to go towards the stars because they are currency. Actually, now. But you can't pick them up because we have star catchers that might want them. It just really sucks having an alien show up when you're like 5 money away from buying the 3rd egg, and it's like you know that you could have afforded it, but you just dropped 1 extra food by accident while trying to pick up a coin. If you hadn't dropped that 1 food, you could have won before this alien came in. And that just absolutely beats popping. Okay, you still Stinky, and Prego to keep populating the tank, I think. Or do I go with Rufus? Rufus has been good, and I can just more accurately measure. You know what? No, keep Prego. The mermaid. Seems underwhelming, is actually really, really awesome. I forget what her name was. Merle? The mermaid? Whenever she sings, all fish that can drop money should drop 3 money. I might not even have to rely on star catchers here. But the way that, like, Stinky hides in his shell when the alien comes in, it's just so, like, understandable. Oh, wait, if the missile is overlapping a fish and you click to blow up the missile will explode and kill the fish. At least I'm pretty sure that's how that happens. I don't want to try it out. So you not only have to be careful about where the missiles are, you also have to be careful about where the missiles are. Yeah, you don't have to just be careful about who they're targeting. You also have to watch out for where they're going. So I might buy a star potion and a star catcher just to unlock the egg. Or heck, like if this was a challenge map, I'd basically want to try to go for as long as possible without buying a star catcher, because prices only go up once the item gets spawned in. Perfect. These things, what, once a minute or something? It's not that frequently. Okay, now, but imagine her with, like, the carnivores, and them dropping 600 money each every time she sings. Okay. Okay, no, apparently that was a lie, but then what the heck happened on that one? I remember trying to... I distinctly remember trying to shoot down that... a missile. And it blew up my fish, even though I was targeting something else. What the heck? Did they pack that out for the Steam release or something? Should I go drag out my 20-year-old laptop I got when I was 11? Yes, I still have that laptop. It's in my hall closet. I don't think the computer really works anymore, but I have it. And oh my gosh, I did so much gaming on that computer back in the day. At one point, through just some random Googling, I found a collection of a couple of free games, all made like by the same person. And the games were pretty enjoyable, but they were all demo versions. I should go and just play the full version. At some point. There was one game in particular. I forget what it was called. Why are you not eating? Okay. I forget what it was called, but I played that a lot, even though I only had one map. I think at one point, when I had actual, like, money, I did eventually buy the full versions of those games. And I played them a bit, I was like, cool, this is neat. Now I can play the full versions. And I don't remember actually, like... I remember playing the demos a lot more than playing the full versions, but those games are actually pretty fun. And I kind of want to play them again. So maybe after this, I'll go look that up and see if they still exist on the internet. And if I can go... Like, I don't think it was that expensive to get them. For all of the entertainment and enjoyment that those games brought to me in my childhood, I would be willing to pay... I'd be willing to purchase them a second time. For all the good that they brought to me. And I'm like 90% sure I remember the developer who had made them. Because their name happens to be they share a first name with someone in my family. I don't know why I don't want to say who. But let's just say that person wasn't in my family when I found the developer. So when I first met this person, who now is a member of my family, and it's like, oh yes, this is your family member now. I didn't say it, but I thought, it's like, oh, just like the person who made those Windows games. The last name doesn't match up. It's not actually the same person. That would have been the coincidence of a lifetime. Imagine just going, it's like, oh, hey, I found these games online. I think these would make a pretty good birthday gift for me. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And I like, send them the link or show them my computer. And it's the games that, like, they had made. And it's like, hey, this would be pretty nifty. This would be pretty nice for me. What do you think? It's like, I wish I could just, like, I should see if the developer has a contact email. Just send them a message like, hey, you made these games some, like, 20 plus years ago. I don't know if you're still alive or anything. Just want you to know that I played the heck out of the demos when I was young. I'm pretty sure I bought the full games. at some point in the past, but I love video games so much that I'm buying them a second, but that I'm gladly buying them a second time. So anyway, this game, pretty sure not the same developer, because this is PopCap, a game studio, instead of, you know, an individual. Yeah. Do you see why I like Stinky the Snail so much? Especially when I have the mermaid out, dropping so many coins all over the place. Like, I could just go and buy, like, 100 extra guppies. And just cloud formation. Let's see what, maybe next level I'll do that. Instead of actually interacting with the mechanics. Just go absolute cloud form. There is a pet that, unfortunately it's a non-boa stinky, but that really helps even more now. I don't want to give away what the pet does, I'm just saying that there is one that makes cloud form so much better. And actually, if you cloud form with it, you can use Stinky. Even though normally it's an animal. That's good. Kids should play more games like this. It's something of a resource management. You have to, you know, oh, risk versus reward and all that stuff. Assessments, taking, all that nonsense. I am just totally blanking on what any of those games are called. I feel like one was called Slay, but I also feel like it definitely was not called Slay. You know what I'm talking about? Is there we have like a thing it's like you're both very certain that it was called that's called a certain thing, but also very certain that that is absolutely not the name.
Sure.
It's like, I'm certain that this was the case. Just as certain as I am that that was absolutely not the case. No, my fishies! Yeah, you have to balance feeding them, but if you feed them too much, you end up wasting money. But also, if you feed them a bit too late, the food drops down to the bottom of the tank, and the fish all go down to the bottom of the tank. Then when they drop their coins, all their coins are at the bottom of the tank. So you don't have as much time to pick them up. So you want to keep the fish up by the top. So it's like, oh yeah, when you get the feeling that they've started to get hungry, you have the feeling that the fish is starting to get hungry, you can start dropping food at the top. And then when the fish move for the food, you can see, okay, so like here's 2 hungry fish right there, but they both ate. Okay, so anyone else that's hungry? No, no, no. Oh, 2 hungry fish. Actually, dropped that food. One of them ate, the other one didn't. All the while your eyes are looking around and scanning for all of this stuff, you're also moving and just trying to collect as much money as you can in case Stinky can't get it. And it's like, okay, how much more? I remember when I played this as a kid, all the levels took so much longer because I would buy like all of the food, like max out the quality of the food, max out the quantity of the food, buy, like upgrade the weapon up to maximum. Like I would just buy all the stuff and then buy the egg. And it would take so much longer. Wadsworth the Whale helps by sheltering your baby and medium guppies from hungry aliens. I believe that if you have Wadsworth and you have at least 1 guppy, aliens cannot cause you to game over. If you have at least 1 baby or medium-sized guppy, I think that you can't game over. But since the little baby fish give so little, and like if all of your other fish die, you basically have to restart unless you have, you know, a ton of guppies or whatever. Or like you have 1 or 2 eggshells already. You almost might as well restart. Because the aliens, I think, keep getting more dangerous as the level goes on. It ramps up slowly. Click here to continue. Bonus round, collect as many as you can. So ideally... yeah, just collect whatever shells you want until the money bags start coming down. Get a full combo of these. Yes, even though a whole bunch else are dropping. That is so unfair. And then once you get the combo, collect some other stuff, and then blah blah blah. Just try to combo the bags for the most money. So we'd be going into Tank 3-1, but let's end off this episode here. So Zara, what is your opinion on Insaniquarium Deluxe? So far, what you've seen is basically everything that was in Insaniquarium 1, but also plus the virtual tank. What do you think?
It's cute.
Yes. It is. There's also a time trial and a challenge that maybe we'll do at some point down the line. We want better pets for that. Wadsworth on the tier list. I forget that. It's not... No, I remember that Wadsworth exists. It's just that you don't really want him.
Oh.
He's like...
Why? What does he do?
Whenever aliens show up, he'll like open up and swallow all of your baby and medium-sized guppies to keep them safe from the aliens. But... So, because you lose the level if all of your fish die, he keeps you from losing from aliens, as long as you have, you know, baby or medium-sized guppies. But if all of the other fish die anyway, and you just have baby and medium-sized guppies, you basically lost and have to start over anyway. Like, you're effectively starting over anyway, and it's taking up a pet slot that could be something more useful. Like, say if your pet was one that fought against the aliens, maybe you wouldn't have lost all of your other fish. So it's like, okay, technically better than nothing, but there are a lot of things that are just better than Wadsworth. Also, yes, Meryl the Mermaid. Like, Meryl the Mermaid? S tier. I'm pretty sure I'm going to want Meryl in every tank I have from here on out. Stinky I put as A tier, but he might not actually be A tier, he might be more like B tier, but I put him at A tier. Meryl though, S tier. We'll play more some other time and see what else is there. There's some other S tier pets, don't you worry about it.